Hello, folks, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Joe Tomo. Here with now your Elimination Chamber PLE Premium Live Event Pay-Per-View, whichever you want to say, review now for you folks as they took a turn down to Perth, Australia. And now I gotta say, while I think many others would say that with the card, how it was laid out, did feel a bit incomplete. However, Elimination Chamber, still a fun overall card with only 4 matches on the show with the Grayson Waller effect. At least Cody and Seth were still on the show in that aspect, but get the point. Anyways, for you guys, Elimination Chamber I thought was a sound overall show from the beginning with the women's Elimination Chamber all the way to Rhea and Nia Jax. I thought, of course, flowed nicely for only 4 matches, with, of course, that segment in between. But was solid. Couple things, which we'll get into. Of course, we'll get into. But for now, guys, thank you all. Before we get into review, if you guys would like to subscribe, it would help out the channel, help me out. Anyways, you guys get drilled. Please subscribe if you want to see more of this content, as well as become part of the channel. Anyways, subscriber, comment, like, etc. Get the format. But thank you. Now let's get into. So, on the road to WrestleMania. Now, really quick. So, I did watch SmackDown again. Yeah, I've been in the mood definitely to watch SmackDown more as of late. And SmackDown I thought was fine for the Golem show, despite being taped, obviously, but yeah, it was solid. And then I did watch Collision a little bit, but overall I felt doing the Elimination Chamber was the better play here, so well, it's solid. It's solid here. So, show started off, like I said, with the women's Elimination Chamber. Let me change up camera a little bit, but there you go. So yeah, the women's chamber match I thought was solid. Tiffany Stratton, her first major event, her first major trial run on the main roster was here, the Elimination Chamber, and she definitely delivered. She's definitely won the fans in Australia over. I mean, how could she not with all the fans there in Australia? But yeah, it was a solid match. All 6 women delivered, and you can say the right woman won here, although according to the fans, otherwise that were intense, but solid match. So Becky and Naomi, Becky Lynch and Naomi, they start out first. It's still a bit weird for me I mean, seeing Naomi, because, I mean, I don't watch WWE as much as I used to, but I've been getting the habit of watching again. It's still a bit weird for me seeing Naomi back in WWE just after good. Now, it wasn't very long, her run in TNA, but still, it was a sound run in Impact TNA that was much needed for her. But yeah, the match started off a little slow with Becky and Naomi, but once Tiffany Stratton got in, she was there, house on fire, and pace really picked up. So yeah, she was in, followed by Liv Morgan, and yeah, the the pace really picked up. So, not gonna go over everything, but mostly go over the eliminations and some of the spots. So, Naomi, there was brutal spots as they were contemplating, off the pod stuff, and yeah, so Naomi, she went for a neck breaker to Liv off either Liv or Becky, but one of those two, off the top rope, and she landed hard in the ring, but Tiffany was quick to take advantage. So right away she rolled up Naomi really quick. 1, 2, 3, and Naomi was eliminated by Tiffany Stratton. Raquel was in, and right away you can tell she was using her power as she slammed Tiffany against the cage against Chamber a number of times, including Becky, and then Bianca arrived in Chamber last, and yeah, that's all guns blazing because everyone else is in there. So, yeah, very high pace. Tiffany, again, the Seal of Hearts in this match. One spot here, she hit a Swanton Bomb. Or Swanton, off one of the pods onto everyone else down below. And there was that spot. So good stuff there. So Tiffany and Liv, they were exchanging in the middle of the ring. Tiffany hit a steamroller on Liv. Looked like she was going to go for the PME. Prettiest moonsault ever. But she got stopped by Liv. And this wasn't the only time the crowd was disappointed for a chamber match, or in one of the chamber matches on the show, as Liv hit a big flatliner off the middle rope to Tiffany to eliminate her. And the crowd did not like it. they did not like it. They wanted Tiffany Stratton to go at least a little longer in this match, but yeah. That is Bianca retaliate. Bianca, she was like a house on fire in this match as well. She spots 450 laying out, but miss on Becky, although she got hit. But Bianca, Raquel was using her power, and she caught both Liv and Becky on her shoulders with almost like modified power bombs. But ultimately, Bianca would get the last laugh and hit the EST on Raquel, eliminating her 1, 2, 3. Down 3. And, fast paced, bunch of spots moving through. So, in the end, though, Tom and Becky, what really got her to win. So, Bianca and Becky, they were exchanging. And then Liv out of nowhere, she rolled up Bianca for a quick roll up and eliminated Bianca. And then right away, Becky with the man slam on Liv Morgan. 1, 2, 3 for the win. And Becky's going to Elimination Chamber to fight Rhea Ripley. That's in the books, but yeah. Right outcome, Becky. This last year, she hasn't been pushed so heavily as far as the top of the women's division. Biggest match she can make right now certainly is Rhea versus Becky. So that's the plan, and that's how they're going to go with it. Goes there. But yeah, I thought it was a solid match to open the card with the women's Elimination Chamber. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate versus Judgment Day's Finn Balor and Damion Priest for the WWE Tag Team titles. Pretty enjoyable match, gotta say here. Yeah, Pete Dunne, I tell you, with his style and nothing against Ridge Holland, but it definitely feels like Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne gel well more so than Pete Dunne and Ridge Holland did as a tag team, the Brawling Brutes. Now, Ridge is back in NXT, hopefully, he improves and, he gets better because he has very sound look in Ridge, but as far as Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, it's just so gratifying to see Tyler Bate after being on NXT for what was like forever. Now he's in Australia getting a title shot against the guy he defended against the UK title in the first place. Yeah, sound. But yeah, this enjoyable match, all four competitors, yeah, this is good. So Bate was obviously the one to take the brunt of the offense from the early going, but Dunne came in, ran roughshod, hit the Arya moonsault to the outside, which woke up Michael Cole. Michael Cole and Corey Graves, they were the ones to do the commentary tonight. I gotta say, WWE's main roster duos are as far as commentary really on the nail with Michael Cole and Pat McAfee on Raw. And then you got Corey Graves and Sue Bennett or Wade Barrett, whatever you call him. Do miss him in the ring, but yeah, Wade Barrett on commentary, it's very good. But yeah, enjoyable match here. So after that woken up, we saw more double team as Bate was the legal man. We had a clothesline German suplex combination by the duo for a near fall. Priest and Balor would get the advantage back, land some double team offense with a backbreaker final cut combination, but didn't get the job done. Bate would fire back with some spinning offense. See it landed a airplane spin backdrop on Balor, and then an airplane spin on Priest. That was like a Death Valley Driver, and then you could see he was dizzy as he's trying to make the tag to Dunne. So that was funny, but yeah. So finally, as Dunne was the legal man, Bate went for a suicide, and then Dunne got the bitter end. 1-2, but Dirty Dom, Dominic Mysterio, who's out ringside, put Balor's foot on the bottom rope. Referee was skeptical, but nonetheless broke up the count, broke up the pinfall, and the match continued. So, Dunne and Bate keep on the offense, hit a double powerbomb on Balor for a near fall. Balor fired back with his offense, went for a coup de grace but missed. He managed to hit a reverse 1916 DT. Priest was in, fired in with some offense by shots by Bate and Dunne. They hit a called the Birmingham. Their version of the Burning Hammer on Priest that looked great. Double team for a near fall. Finally, though, a unique finish as both on top. It looked like they were going for a double team, perhaps superplex on Priest, but both were caught. Priest hit a double chokeslam off the top. Balor got the blind tag in, hit a coup de grace on Dunne 1, 2, 3, and Priest and Balor retain. Judgment Day prevails. And what was a sign of things come in the main event. So, pretty much all of us can agree that this show felt incomplete, and part of it was some of the. I think some of us were maybe expecting, Cody or Seth or someone, maybe not Roman, to wrestle on the show, but that was not the case. Obviously, Seth's injury kind of took it out of the way, but yeah. But anyways, at least we got him on the show. Grayson Waller effect. So Austin Theory was out there and he introduced Grayson Waller from Australia. Got a very good reaction from his crowd, from his people. For my UFC MMA fans out there, Tai Tuivasa, Bam Bam Tuivasa, he was at ringside. And the tradition, how it goes down. Grayson Waller and Bam Bam did a shoey together. They did shoeys at ringside. So, there you go. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. And some unique shoes. Unique shoes, gotta say. So, yes, you gotta do it. You gotta do it in style. So, there you go. So, there you go. So, Grayson Waller then introduced both Seth Rollins, Seth freaking Rollins. What? Whoa. And then Cody Rhodes. Wow. Yep. So they're out there and kind of blunt in how Seth's demeanor was. Almost, I mean, I could see a heel run as Seth again. So I kind of think it would be a bit soon. But we'll see. You never know. You never know. So, they're out there and they asked Seth, who would he prefer to face at WrestleMania? Blatantly said he's not sure, but at the end, but the good news is he's close to being medically cleared again. So there you go. They asked Cody about The Rock and finishing the story and Roman Reigns. Cody talked about the press conference, talked about Rock calling Cody's fans Cody crybabies. Talked about him getting slapped by Dwayne at the press. Well, Warren Theory promoted this as possibly the biggest WrestleMania main event that could be, but Cody's in the way. So he also then challenged The Rock to a one-on-one match before WrestleMania. So, unique development there, I gotta say. Because, some were tossed around the idea of perhaps a tag team match between all four parties. Do we see Cody versus Rock at Mania? Maybe night 1. And then Cody versus Roman night 2. Triple threat. I don't know. But, anywho, we know we're going to see Rock again. Going into WrestleMania, it's just like, how? But Cody versus Rock before Mania, it's certainly something to think about. So, Austin Theory managed his best Rock impersonations, opposed to Cody and to the delight, seemingly, of Seth Rollins, which then escalated a brawl out of the 4 and terrorized the set. So, there you go. But overall, I thought it was a sound segment, in between halfway point of these matches. So, yeah, I thought it worked. Good thing. Kind of wish Austin Theory would be shown in a grander fashion because we know how good he is. That's kind of a weird thing. The men's Elimination Chamber up next to determine who will face Seth Rollins. Speaking of Seth Rollins, at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, Logan Paul, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and LA Knight. Yeah. So yeah, this very sound too, very good. Now, the biggest concern I think everyone felt was Randy Orton. Because now there's a reason why they changed. Well, there was a few reasons why they changed the setup and all of the Elimination Chamber. Of course, one is to try to get rid of those grates and try to make it safer, but still pretty destructive. So, but yeah, as soon as Randy Orton was favoring his back after that first Hangman DT on LA Knight, you're like, yep, remember the back injury because, it took Shawn Michaels 4 years. And yes, Randy came out back after a year and a half, but his age, a back injury, I mean, yeah. But he was able to finish the match, so, hopefully he's okay. But yeah, haven't heard anything. So, very good match. LA Knight, McIntyre started. Logan Paul, I cannot get over how good of a heel he has been since arriving on the scene in WWE. Cannot stress that enough. So, he gets it, certainly. So, Kevin Owens was the first to emerge from the pods. He had frog splash on Drew for their fall. Landed some good offense. He homaged to his former tag team partner, now in AEW, but he's currently on concert. Chris Jericho, he had like a code-breaker set while hitting a senton at the same time, so that was good. McIntyre followed up with a big crossbody off the top on both, which then laid way towards the next entrant from the pods, which was Bobby Lashley. Lashley used power going forward to start. He had big spot buster like on Drew for their fall. Then followed was the Viper, Randy Orton. So yeah, came out on some fire, and then yeah, so Randy hit Hangman DT, and then next thing you know, he was favoring his back, and he was favoring his lower back for pretty much the whole match, the rest of the match. He was in there. Yeah, hope he's okay, but yeah, Randy's a warrior. But yeah, he had in the match, Knight actually landed a DT on McIntyre as well. So, Kevin Owens. Funny, I didn't realize till after. So, the match. So, Logan Paul, the hilarious Logan Paul, drew stuff to keep his mind tentative, to not be bored. So, he actually, for the camera, he drew devil horns. I think he had a Sharpie or a marker or something. He drew devil horns on the chamber, and then he wrote Kevin Owens for the camera to see with a little stick figure thing to like mock Kevin Owens. And then next thing you know, he's next to emerge from the chamber, and then Kevin Owens attacking him, shoving his head against the pod, and then so on from there. So Lashley then hit a spear to Logan, which landed him through his pod, the outside of his pod, through the glass, and then yeah, that took out Logan for a good amount of time. McIntyre, he hit a Claymore on Lashley on the outside. Now, here's the thing, the weird thing. I've only seen one I've only seen one time a elimination happen outside the ring in the chamber. And it's a little surprising why. I mean, I guess that's rules, but I mean, it's weird because McIntyre, he had Claymore to Lashley outside, and then Lashley got back in the ring. Had some offense in the night, but McIntyre followed up with another Claymore to pin Lashley and then eliminate him. So, there you go. So, I did mention how with the women's elimination chamber that it wasn't the last time. Fans were disappointed inside the elimination chamber. So, LA Knight had some huge offense towards match, and we saw he had a very good ovation, but it's not to be. I think we knew he wasn't going to win this match, but yeah, how it is. So, Knight, he had a suplex on McIntyre, followed a BFT on Orton and McIntyre. And then all of a sudden, because Lashley was eliminated and the door was open, so AJ Styles must have got through. It's always a weird thing with through eliminations. It's like the doors are open for a while. Now I get a guy has to sell and whatnot. But yeah, go figure that it's enough time for a person to get in the chamber. Unless you're Shawn Michaels, who helped eliminate The Undertaker in 2010. But anyways. So, AJ Styles came in and you knew, if you knew the backlash between AJ Styles and LA Knight, the way their feud's been going the last month or so, and so on, you're not surprised, or too surprised, as AJ Styles basically cost LA Knight the chamber, as he could pin either McIntyre or Orton, but instead AJ Styles walloped Knight many times with a chair. Hey, Styles clash onto the chair on Knight, allowing McIntyre to pick up the scraps and eliminate LA Knight, much to the delight of the Australian crowd, who chanted bullshit many times. Yeah, that's how it goes. Again, not surprised he lost. Although, of course, with his love and whatnot. Now, with the finish of the match, it puts his movement going forward interesting because I think many, including me, felt that Logan Paul versus LA Knight at WrestleMania for United States title was the move. But with how this match ended and AJ Styles puts it in a different perspective. So then we're down to 4. McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Orton, and Logan Paul. So then Owens is on the hunt. He looking to take advantage. He hit a swanton on Orton in the middle ring for a near fall. He went for one on McIntyre, but McIntyre got the knees up. Randy would eventually hit an RKO on Owens, ultimately eliminating him. So then we're down to 3. McIntyre, Orton, and Logan Paul. So McIntyre and Orton were exchanging in the middle ring. Logan Paul then got involved. Actually, a high crossbody off top. So all 3 guys were down. Logan Paul got up. And then, yeah, no disqualifications. Kind of fell his time. So now it was funny with how they were panning with the camera and stuff. It was funny. So Logan reached into his tights and got out the brass knuckles. And then he let out a hysterical cry or laugh. It's like, yeah. Now he's got in the bag. Now, okay. Knock out both. Pretty much Orton and McIntyre, and then good on your way to WrestleMania. And then all of a sudden, whoop, RKO out of nowhere by Randy Orton. And just like that, Logan Paul is eliminated. And then we're down to 2. Orton versus McIntyre. So they're exchanging a little bit back and forth. McIntyre got hit with another beautiful power slam. Randy's just fuming off adrenaline at this point, with fans and, the energy. So, went for an RKO, but McIntyre fought out. McIntyre hit a spine buster. Then, so, McIntyre was setting up for the Claymore, but due to the pain and anguish for Randy Orton, he collapsed. So McIntyre almost looked in pity or almost remorseful. So he's sitting there waiting for Randy to get to his feet, trying to give him a chance, and then just like that, Randy Orton, he hits an RKO on McIntyre. And it's like, well, Randy's pulls out at the bottom of the ninth. Not the case, as Randy, when he got to his feet, got knocked out with a knockout punch by Logan Paul right before he exited. McIntyre came out on top, and McIntyre wins, pinning Randy Orton, thanks to Logan Paul. And Drew McIntyre going to WrestleMania to face Randy Orton, or face Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, right outcome, right guy, kind of just felt, with the world title, again, being on Raw, I'm sure it's not what they planned. I'm sure they're probably expecting, Cody for Seth, or no, CM Punk for Seth, McIntyre probably doing something else. And then, CM Punk versus, or Cody versus Roman, with these few injuries that have happened, but nonetheless, with how McIntyre has pulled himself together and stayed ready in this unique stage of WrestleMania, it has only helped him, and it's been great to see him. Because, again, yes, he's a two-time world champion, but not once, not one of those days, we're in front of a lively crowd. So, I mean, while we presume that Cody's going to finish his story at WrestleMania, it'd be equally satisfying to see Drew McIntyre get his moment that he should have gotten 4 years ago. But being set in front of a packed crowd in Lincoln Financial Field would certainly be very gratifying to see too. Now, the other thing. So, as I just mentioned a few minutes ago, the presumed idea for LA Knight going to WrestleMania was probably against Logan Paul. But instead, with AJ Styles basically costing LA Knight the chamber, it all seems likely that we're going to get LA Knight, AJ Styles at WrestleMania. That's what I think we'd love to see. Now, again, it's not a title match, but at the same time, AJ Styles at WrestleMania, that would be a great spot. I get it. LA Knight is super over, and, it's unfortunate, he's not given the Money in the Bank contract, which Priest has still not cashed in, and he's still not won a title. Yeah, his night, but it seems like they're trying. And if LA Knight gets AJ Styles at WrestleMania, then with the win, I'll be too upset, as I'm sure some of these fans are, of LA Knight, because it's weird and unfortunate, because I'm a fan of Knight. I'm a big fan of Knight. I'm a big fan of Gunther. But thing I feel with Knight that I'm feeling with Gunther is going to get his time. Yes, he's the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. But, with the work he's been putting in, when he finally becomes World Heavyweight Champion, that's just going to be much sweeter. It's just going to be much sweeter. So yes, I get it, LA Knight fans. Or stands. You're upset now, but, it seems like it'll still be a good spot. If not better, competing against AJ Styles at WrestleMania. So there's that. The other thing is Logan Paul. So, Logan Paul, we know the history with Kevin Owens. It obviously kept going on SmackDown and in the case with Chamber earlier today. The other thing, too, is LA Knight or Logan Paul. Logan Paul cost Randy Orton the Chamber. And the Viper is not going to be too pleased with that. So, it is totally possible that Nick Aldis decides, why not? We do a triple threat at WrestleMania. We get Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. It's totally possible. But either way, should make interesting. Provide Randy's, healthy after this match, because, the spots were worrisome. But, case I would obviously wouldn't mind another match with Logan Paul and Kevin Owens as well. For rematch from the Royal Rumble. But we'll see. In any case, men's Royal Rumble was fun. Or women's chamber. My head's in a fuzz. So main events for the Women's World Championship. Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley. definitely a different Rhea Ripley match. Because we're much accustomed to seeing Rhea being the bigger female athlete and using her power as the advantage. But in this case, obviously, that was not the case, as Nia Jax certainly used her power for pretty much all this match, and Rhea was fine from behind, but Alice, the underdog from Australia, came out on top and looked great while doing it. So it's good to see they're changing with Nia Jax, seemingly, because surprisingly enjoyed this match. So yeah, Nia used power when they Samoa drop, but Rhea continued to fight back. Rhea's frog splash were their fault. Nia hit a avalanche Samoan drop, but Rhea fought out. Then they were on the outside. So Nia hit a Samoan drop to Rhea on the announce table and break. She actually hit a big elbow drop, then to break the table on her. And that was the case. Back in ring. Nia hit her version of the bonsai drop, aka the Annihilator, on Rhea, but Rhea managed to kick out. Not really kick out, but still only for near fall. So Nia was on the top rope, but Rhea managed to get the advantage. Hit a superplex on Nia off the top. Fall with a enziguri-like kick to the back head. Fall with a riptide on Nia. 1, 2, 3. And Rhea Ripley retained against Nia Jax. Sound performance from both these two ladies. Yeah. Rhea Ripley retains, and very cool moment for her family. So yeah. Not much to say, but cool match. Enjoyable match to end the show. Yeah. Overall, I enjoyed Elimination Chamber, although, yeah, I think we can agree maybe another match, but anywho, this or that. So enjoyable Elimination Chamber. Drew McIntyre, Becky Lynch, punch their tickets, then the WrestleMania, as well as Rhea Ripley. Continue going. So yeah, good stuff here. But as for now, guys, I'm definitely gonna be reviewing WrestleMania when the time comes. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. But as for now, guys, thank y'all for joining me for this Elimination Chamber review. Thank you all. Be safe. See you guys next time. yeah, it's good again. But last, thank you. Be safe. See you guys next time. Peace. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Thank you.